There's no thrill greater to a high school athlete than a state championship. And when you think about how many teams aspire to a state championship and how many players have played on those teams and how many teams have been close only to lose in the quarterfinals or the semifinals or even in the finals, to be a part of a team that actually makes it to the top and finishes their year with that level of accomplishment, it is a memory that young people carry well into their adulthood. It never goes away and is a highlight of their life. We know that as school people, and so it was a privilege to recognize folks who have years and years later this memory in their educational experience and brought that level of credibility to our sports program. So the recognition of the class of 1953 in their state championship football game team, which was the last state championship that Fort Collins High School ever had in football, was a great honor for us. And we knew it was a thrill for those players, and it was great to see the smiles on their faces.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the Legends of 53. The State of Colorado High School football champions from Fort Collins High School, the Football Lambkins. No other high school in Colorado has won more football championships than the Fort Collins Lambkins. On this, their 50th anniversary of winning the state football title, this film is dedicated to the boys of 1953 who turned into the men that we know today. Their hair is gray, if at all. The belt size has grown. The walk has slowed a little over time, but one thing is a constant. In their hearts and in their memories, they are still the boys of 53.
Well, I was asked, I guess I was told, I don't know, but there was some discussion about, early in the year, about the Lambkin mascot. They wanted to get rid of it, it was too sissy, and we got into discussion, and it came out that they wanted to honor 2 alumni per game this year, and I was asked to do this, and I just started digging in history and come up with 5 state championship teams, 1 per game. And we started with a 41 team, and 45 team, 50 team, 52 team, and 53 team. And it just grew, and it's been fantastic.
Now today's group was the largest group of all that you put together, is that right?
Yeah, mainly because it's a 50-year anniversary. It was the last state championship team. And we just decided to let them all come back who wanted to come back.
State title we won in 53. This is the write-up in the Coloradoan. And this is the write-up in the Denver Post.
Had pictures and everything there. Who's the players in those pictures? Can you tell me who that is? Number 20 and number 57? Do you remember?
I think this is Larry Knipple here, and 38 is my number.
38?
I'm not sure who 57 is. This is the program from the East High game.
Program from the championship game?
These are other programs. This is a program for the East High.
There we go.
It's noted here that East High outweighed us 17 pounds to a man. And so they were a lot bigger than we were.
Substantial difference, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of difference there. And then also have some write-ups. Here's some pictures of the game. You have to read the write-up about that. But I think this is Dennis Brandt here.
Right.
Bill Roten making a tackle. This is the Eastside game. This is an interesting picture because this was the banquet we had.
This was after the championship was won?
And at that time, Detroit Lions had Tom McGraw playing for him and Jack Christensen and Dwayne Warnock and Ollie Woods, he'll be here. They all went to, at that time, Colorado A&M. And Jack Christensen was our student teacher in 9th grade.
Is that right?
In fact, he mentions here that when he taught us at Lincoln Junior High, he said at Detroit we taught rough and tough to be ornery. These kids in junior high were the orneriest kids I ever saw.
Boy, that's a book full of memories. When's the last time you had that out before this event? You look at it often?
Well, I've added a few things to it.
Yeah.
And here's another picture of recognition at the high school.
This is Ollie here, isn't it?
Here's Ollie, and this is
Ollie.
Dan Beatty.
Oh, yeah.
He's a notable person. Irv Ferguson, he wound up at over CSU too.
Right, yeah.
This is John Clark, who couldn't make it here. We couldn't find him. And that's Coach Dwayne Warnock.
His son was here.
Right, and this is a picture of our team there. I also have a write-up of the other 52 game too.
So that's the whole year of 53 football season then.
I don't have everything.
Yeah, but essentially it's a.
Here's Coach Ollie Woods again.
There he is. Yeah, right here.
And here's Jim Renz. I think he only weighed 137 pounds. He was the offensive guard. It was up to him to move out the East High 200-pounder on this play through the center.
That must have been an interesting
challenge
for him. Lou, tell us a little about what this reunion meant for you today. How did you feel to see these old guys?
It's really exciting to see, of course, Coach Woods and of course Ray Cruz. He was our 9th grade coach. And it was ironic too that today the guests from the elementary school were from Cruz Elementary, which was named after Coach Cruz.
Yes.
And to see Oliver Woods, that was exciting. And to see some of these fellows I haven't seen for 50 years.
Really?
So that was interesting to see some of
Well,
these
that was
guys.
hard to tell. While we were photographing you out there before the game when you're talking to the team, it seemed like you guys had never left each other's side in all those years.
Fort Collins Lambkins have always been close. We've always been close.
Yeah.
And those 3 years we spent in high school were just something special, I think, because it wasn't just the state championship in football, because in 3 years we had won the state championship in wrestling, in track, twice in football, and once in basketball. So it's a kind of closeness we've had for 50 years. So when we have a reunion, it's really important.
So it's a memory you'll take away with you?
Oh yeah, this is great. And of course we have the memories of 25 years ago too, because 25 years ago there was a write-up in the Colorado one too, and we had a reunion back then. So those 25 years went awfully fast.
I played left half and did all the kickoffs and the extra points, field goals.
points, right.
They called me Golden Toe.
Golden Toe. Yeah, we heard that on the
That
announcement.
was from Dick Smeltzer.
Really?
But really, it was just a great pleasure to being a sophomore to play with such a bunch of great seniors.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it and had a great time there in school with them.
So you're a smidge younger than these other fellas then, huh?
No, we're
As a
about the
sophomore?
same age.
Oh, are you?
I just happened to be the only sophomore on the team at that time.
Tell me what you remember about the 53 game, the championship game with East High School.
I just remember the guys, how great they played, and all my job was to go in and kick the extra points.
Yeah.
That was my job.
How about today's festivities? Anything particular that you can share with us about what this meant to you?
It meant a lot to me to see all these seniors that I played with, and I wish that I'd have seen more of them that could have got here.
This first time you've seen him in 50 years?
A lot of them 50 years.
Really?
The only man I've seen is Kenny Kissel in that time.
What one memory are you going to carry away with you today? What one thing happened today that you're going to remember forever?
Just meeting all the guys
Seeing
and seeing a great football game.
Yeah, and you got your football, and you got people signing for
They
you?
got all their...
And they spelled your name right?
No. Spelled it wrong.
They'll get it fixed.
So anyway.
Well, God bless you. Thanks for stopping, Clarence.
Played center on offense and defensive tackle on defense.
Really? And what can you tell me a little about your memories of the 53 game with East High School?
Probably the biggest memory was that they had a very large guard, that Jim Renz, who was my left guard, and I would double team on, and then Tom Brown would take the other guard by himself, and we opened up some very nice holes, and Buddy Waker used to run about 15 yards on the counter play right up over the center.
Right up the middle.
Right up the middle.
Anything in particular that you liked best about today's festivities?
Just get back and see old Coach Ollie Woods and all of the other players that came.
If you had one thing you're going to take with you today besides the football and the cap, what would it be?
Just a memory.
Yeah, that's pretty much been the consensus. The memory was what everybody liked.
And it was a great game.
Yeah, it was a good game, wasn't it?
Very glad.
What was the final score? Do you remember?
25-20.
Close
I
game.
want to congratulate the coaches and the team. They won for us, and that was great.
Was your championship team a close game? Was that a close game too?
No, it was 28-13 East High of Denver.
So happy to have you with us. Thank you so much for stopping to share your memories. God bless you.
Thank you for inviting us.
Yeah, I have a lot of good memories of that. I can remember when Rocky Mountain News said the Farmers were going to come to down and play East Denver. And they had it all set up where East was really going to trounce the Farmers from Fort Collins, Colorado. We turned around and reversed that field. I made 2 touchdowns that day.
Praise God.
And it was a game to remember.
What was the final score, Ken?
I think it was 28 to 7 or something like that.
Really?
I don't remember for sure.
So you taught him a lesson that day, huh?
But we taught them a lesson, a good lesson.
Where was that game played?
It was East Denver High School.
It was?
In Denver, Colorado, yeah. And we were the underdogs. We was going down there.
Was it well attended?
The stands were full of our people as well as their people.
And you made 2 touchdowns,
We
huh?
made 2 touchdowns that day.
What do you have to say about today's festivities? Did you enjoy yourself?
I wouldn't have missed these days for the rest of my life. I mean, it was great today. Meeting all my old buddies and the guys I played ball with. It was really fantastic.
Well, when's the last time you saw most of these guys?
About 50 years ago.
About 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Did you stay in the area, Wes?
Yeah, I moved to Cheyenne, Wyoming, but I've been in the area most of the time. But Dick Davey, I remember him all the time.
Just talk to Dick.
We were kids, 2nd grade. We went through all of the school. We played football. We did everything together.
So you were class of 55 also? Anything else you'd like to share with our people before we...
I just wouldn't have missed this day for anything in the world.
Wes, we're so happy to have had you with us. Thanks for taking a minute to share your memories.
Played running back.
Running back, halfback. Very good. What kind of game did you see that in 1953? What kind of excitement did you remember?
Well, there was a lot of excitement. It was all internal because of the championship, because of what it was, what it meant, and the tradition with the school. Because Fort Collins High School I played as a sophomore, junior, and senior. And as a sophomore, we won the state championship. As a junior, we won the state championship. So there was a whole lot of tradition, history, and etc. that you just knew that you had to win the championship.
Pretty exciting, huh?
Oh man, it was great. I mean,
You guys must have been a really cohesive team too. You guys played together for so long.
well, that plus the coaching we had. Was really
Absolutely.
great. Started out when I was a sophomore. J. Ray French, who was just he was a Vince Lombardi at Fort Collins. well known and respected. Then we had Dwayne Warnock and Ollie Woods, and just a great group of guys, Lefty Olander, and everything just came together. It was one of those, what do you call it, synergisms, where the parts are bigger than the
Synergy,
whole.
absolutely, yeah.
And it really was, because I don't know that we had, none of us went on to become all-pro football players. I don't think many of us played in college. So it was just the unity and the dedication and the teamwork that made it. It wasn't an individual being outstanding and leading the team to victory.
What do you think about today's festivities, bringing all these guys together?
Oh, geez, wonderful. The only disappointing thing is that more could not attend.
Yeah.
And it's disappointing, and you realize it more after going through something like visiting with the guys and stuff, that we didn't keep in touch better, because I was in charge of finding the juniors that were on the team. And there's 8 or 10 guys that I have no record of. I can't find anybody that knows them. I don't know where they are, and we should.
Well, Lou told us that this was the second time you've gotten together since '53, that 25 years afterwards that there was a bit of a reunion. It's written up in the paper, in his scrapbook there.
Well, for some reason I wasn't invited to that, so.
Must have been something you said.
Maybe I've done something good since then, because I was invited to this.
Did Mike get a hold of you?
I think I corresponded with a graduating class reunion. And again, they're a lot older than I am. So
say that again. They're a lot older than you are.
They're
lot
54.
older. Yeah.
I'm 55.
I was going to say, yeah, that's a long time difference there. They're the guys with the walkers, right? Any particular memories you have of today that you're going to take with you that you care to share?
But, you know, it's again, it's a total thing. I was overwhelmed with football, with the cap, with seeing the guys, with. You know, I don't think we were honored, we were recognized for, but it's just pretty amazing. And we have guys coming around and asking you to sign their football. When we were in high school, nobody asked us to sign their football. And here 50 years later, guys, you know, because we want this memory to go on. So it was just a great day. And Ron has done so much to bring this together.
Yeah, he's been very helpful with us too.
Oh man, he's worked and worked and worked.
Dick, we're sure pleased to have you with us, and thanks so much for taking a moment to share your
Thank
memories.
you. Good luck.
I played fullback.
Fullback?
Yeah.
Is that you?
On offense and linebacker on defense.
Sway back. Right, sway back. Yeah, leave it to somebody in the background to make it a real good interview, huh? Did you play all 3 years with those guys when you were in high school?
Yes, I did.
Same guys.
J. Ray French was our first coach. And
yeah.
Duffy Mollison, Ollie Woods.
Yeah, Ollie was just with us too.
Lefty Olander and Ferguson.
Ferguson.
Ferguson. I can't remember his first name now.
It's all right. Memory's the second thing to go, Doug.
Yeah. Don't come with the first.
Yeah, I forgot what that was. Any particular memories of the '53 game you'd like to share with us, the championship game?
Oh, it was just very exciting. We had a lot of intense players out there that wanted to win in the first quarter.
Pretty close game, was it?
Not all that close. I didn't think. Most of the time I was out of the room. I can't see, I can't hear either. So.
How about today's game? What'd you think about this one?
This was a rip-roaring game.
Yeah, the guys did a good job, didn't they?
They did a good job. They almost gave it away a couple times, but it was fantastic.
Did you make you proud?
And it was so exciting. For us to be there to watch that. It was wonderful.
Any single memory you'll take away from today's reunion that you're going to carry with you from here on out? Anything special happened that was really meaningful?
Just having the guys back together. And all the gifts that they gave us, all in the hat.
Yeah.
The school went all out for this dedication.
And
wonderful.
And rightfully so. You gentlemen earned it. Thanks so much for taking a minute with us, Doug. We appreciate you. God bless you.
Played halfback.
Halfback.
And actually I was a sophomore. And the actual advantage I had was that I got to go to state playoff games with these upperclassmen. But
really?
I didn't play, so I was myself and Clarence Schwab and Jim Bodine. We were all three sophomores.
and it was just kind of an honorary thing, I guess, for me and Jim to go to state with these guys.
But you had played during the season, right?
Oh yeah, we had our own sophomore team.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Anything you remember about that game that stands out?
Oh, not really. It was just really a big hype for me, to go with these guys to state and watch them play.
You still live in Fort Collins?
Yes, I do.
So you've lived here all your life?
No, I haven't. I lived in Boulder for 10 years.
But you came back here.
Right.
How'd you hear about this reunion?
Lou Meisner called me, but actually I used to be faculty at Fort Collins High School.
Oh, really? Are you retired then?
Yes. So I was went to after college, went to Boulder, taught and coached for 10 years, and came back to Fort Collins and got in the school system here and was at Fort Collins High School for about 17 years.
Oh, praise God, that's terrific. What a wonderful record. Did you have a good time today?
Oh, yeah.
Enjoy seeing the guys?
You bet.
Any particular memories you're going to carry with you when you leave today?
Not really. I just think, I was really privileged to have the coaches and the teammates that we were involved with.
John, we sure appreciate you taking a moment to share those thoughts with us. And
Thank you.
God bless you. And see you soon. We'll see you in another 25. Huh? What position did you play, Ian?
tackle.
At tackle. Very good. Well, we've been trying to find out from people we've talked to what they remember most about the game with East High School for the championship. You got any special memories of that?
I remember that we were giving up about 25 pounds of person on the line.
Yeah, I think the thing said 17 pounds per man.
20 in the backfield or something. And they were highly rated by the Denver press.
Yes.
I remember all Coach ever did to motivate us was put the press clippings on the wall.
Yeah.
And after the game, first thing a lot of the seniors did was call the reporters, invite them to the banquet after, thank them for it.
Anything particular about today's occurrences that you're going to carry with you?
I don't know, just being on the field again and being with a lot of people I haven't seen for a long time.
Yeah, how long's it been since you've seen most of these guys?
About 50 years.
About 50 years.
Well, some of my classmates 45, but
that's wonderful. Anything else you'd like to leave with us before you go?
No, it's really enjoyed it. I was telling the coaching staff after the game, or when they were in here, that I really appreciate the fact that they don't just sit on the ball. When they had that little lead at the first half, they weren't just sitting there. They were trying to score. And I think
Coach Rice is quite a guy.
I think it's good training for everybody.
He's a good man. It's nice. God bless you. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Well, I played offensive center and defensive linebacker.
How many years did you play for Fort Collins?
3 years.
3 years?
Yeah.
So you went to championship 1953 and 1952.
Yes.
Great. Tell us a little about how that team was. It was the same people all 3 years, wasn't it?
Well, the interesting thing, we were the only high school in Fort Collins, and a lot of us played junior All-American football together.
Is that right? What a wonderful experience
We
that
went
must have been.
way back to grade school and junior high. Matter of fact, Mr. Cruz, our football coach from high school, from junior high, was there today.
Is that right?
In ninth grade. And so most of us played together for at least 4 years, and some of us played longer than that.
Oh, that must have been a wonderful memory for you, huh?
It really was.
What did today mean for you? I mean, personally.
An opportunity to see some of the fellow players that I hadn't seen in years.
If you had one single memory you were going to take away from today that you want to have us put on the video here for the people to see, what would that memory be?
That there probably will never be a team like the team that we had.
The 1953 championship team?
1953 championship.
Praise God.
We all remember every game. And I think that's the nice thing about it. It's memories you don't lose. You forget where you were yesterday, but you don't forget what you were doing in 1953.
Wayne, what position did you play?
Fifth string right in.
Fifth string right in. Are you pulling my leg there?
No, I think that was probably about right.
Oh,
I was right in.
Right in, but not fifth string.
I think so.
Have you got any particular memories of the 53 season or the 53 championship game that you'd like to share with us?
Well, it was a good group of guys who worked together good, and they were close. They're still close.
We were told that this was a team of all teams, that there was no single standout, that everyone played together, and that Ollie had done a wonderful job in bringing you guys together towards the first of the season, and you marched right through all the games after that. Is that right?
I think pretty much true, yes, sir.
You got any memories of the 53 championship? Something about the East High game?
Yeah, I got to play.
You got to play, huh?
Yeah, we weren't supposed to win the game. They weren't even going to creep till Big Man Water, but they did, and he ran it back for a touchdown.
Yeah, Ken Kissel just talked to us. He was telling us he made 2 of the touchdowns that day.
He was a good player.
What was this about? The farmers were coming to town to play the East High School?
Yeah.
Hard to believe. What do you think about today's presentations and the little festivities that we had for you?
It's really nice. I really appreciate it.
What's your favorite part of what we did?
Well, I hate to tell you this, but I was lost up in the mountains till early this morning. I didn't get to anything until just now.
Well, if you'd have been there, actually your name was announced.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. It was by search and rescue this morning also.
Is that right? You were lost in the mountains?
Yeah.
You're kidding me. You really were lost?
Yeah, we didn't get home till about 7 this morning.
You mean there's a story behind the story here?
No, we went up to see the B-17 crash, and I got lost. Couldn't find
the B-17 crash. What's that about?
There's a B-17 up at Crown Point.
There is?
Yeah, there's 3 of them up in this area. But I got lost. Search and rescue found me about 4:30 this morning.
Well, this is something we didn't expect.
Oh. Sure.
So this is a rather special day that you're back here with us at all then, huh?
Yeah, I was sleeping during the game.
Well, we're sure glad to have you with us here. Any memories you'd like to leave us with, or wise sayings, cute remarks, limericks, whatever you've got?
No, but it sure was nice seeing all the guys again.
Well, it's nice having you here with us, Wayne. God bless you. Thank you. What position did you play, Harold?
Right in.
Right in. Did you play on all 3 years that they went to championship?
No, I played 2 years. I played 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
I took the state, of course, to play.
Right.
And I didn't. Yeah, I took state in
52 and 53.
53. And then when I was a senior, we tied with Longmont for first, and they beat us in a playoff game, and they went on to take state.
We were told that the joke was the farmers were coming to town to play the Angels there. Is that right?
It's hard after 50 years to remember everything, but I do remember that we were playing, I think it was Aurora or Arvada, and we had a play where they'd kick off to us, and we'd run around like designed to run to the left, where the guy would catch the ball and run to the right and hand off, and I think we scored. I think the first 2 times we got to put it. And their coach there said he prepared for it and he would never score on that play.
Tutoro, huh? East High was never very good at taking the back seat. They were always pretty snotty, even when I was in school.
Well, I think back then, 50 years ago, we were known as home of the champions.
Yeah.
And I know one time I went down to Denver, and there was 4 of us. We had our leather jackets on, and it was National Western.
Yes.
You're not just saying that, are you? Some type of football things on, like we walk do this and do that. And we walked up there because we were football players. We walked up there and he looked at us and he said, "Where are you guys from?" He said, "Fort Collins." He said, "You don't need this." So we had a good reputation.
High praise.
Yeah, we had a good reputation.
What'd you think about today's festivities? Did you enjoy yourself? You were at the game.
Yeah, I was at the game.
Yeah, we saw you in the presentation.
It was an exciting game.
Wasn't it?
Yeah. Of course, I don't live here. I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm retired, but I'm moving back to Fort Collins.
You came all the way here for the game?
Came here for the game.
Oh, that's wonderful. We're sure glad to have you here. Any particular memories you're going to take away with you today about the festivities and the awards?
Yes. I'll remember these the rest of my life. Some of these individuals I haven't seen for 40-some years.
Isn't that amazing?
It really is.
Well, we certainly appreciate having you here. Thanks for taking a moment to share your thoughts with us. Tell us some of your memories about the 1953 team.
Well, like I told the team to begin with, we played Cheyenne and we got another tail sticked.
Yeah.
I was coaching for Ray French then.
Right.
And he had made me a line coach, and I was a backfield coach. I played backs. But I remember after that game, Ray come up to me after the game, and he said, Ollie said, I think I'm going to have to get me a new line coach. And I said, well, I hope you give me another chance, Ray. And I said, if I can't do it, I don't deserve to be coaching. I've got too many great kids. And I'll be darned if after that, we didn't lose a game.
Not a one.
Not a one.
All the way to the state championship.
Ray, he lets you coach, which I really appreciate. And he wanted the best out of you. He wanted the best out of his kids, and his coaches as well. So we had, I just very enjoyed being at Fort Collins for the championships of 53 and 52. They were just great.
What did this little presentation here mean to you today? The reunion with these fine fellas.
It meant a lot to me, you know. I was just proud to be a part of it.
Well, we're sure pleased to have you here.
I really was. I was honored and humbled. It's been so nice being back with all my former players. Just a great group. I never did forget the fact that when I come from high school, I coached about 4 different high schools.
Really?
Coming to Fort Collins was like night and day. And the attitude of the kids, they just, they felt they were winners. And, you know, that's nice to be able to coach.
Well, they proved that over and over again during that particular era.
Oh, yeah.
Any special memory you're going to take away from today's festivities?
Well, I don't know. I just being around all these guys.
Well, you got the golden ball and you got your cap, and we'll be taking
it. It's really been special.
Ollie, thanks so much for being with us for this little presentation. God bless you.
Appreciate it.
Well, my dad wanted to be a football coach from the time he was 12 years old. And he actually turned down an appointment to West Point so he could be a high school coach. He went to high school in Loveland, was a star there, and then played for CSU before the war. Went through World War II, and believe it or not, played football in Europe.
Really?
Yeah, the Army had teams over there. Incredible teams. Pro players, All-Americans, unbelievable football.
What position did your dad play?
He played line, offensive and defensive line. Played with Fum McGraw.
Really?
Of course, was CSU's first All-American.
Right.
And so then he came back after the war, played for CSU for a couple of years, and then started at Loveland as their head coach, and was there in, I think, for 3 or 4 years before the 53 season. In fact, his Loveland High team beat Fort Collins 52 team the year before he came here. So as he liked to say, if you're a good coach, you can take yours and beat mine, or take mine and beat yours. So he was an incredible coach. He loved football. I try to explain to people how different it was back then with one high school really in every city around here, and the rivalries. A lot of pressure. And he coached for 10 years, and then the pressure was so much on him to win another championship that he decided to quit when Poudre was formed. And it was really too bad because football was his life, and he missed it terribly. And every year when fall rolled around, it was really difficult for him to go to the games as much as he liked it. But today was incredible. I wish he could have been here. He died about a year ago, and I miss him a lot.
I think we all do, and I think today would have been a real tribute to him. What did you think of the game today?
Oh, it was so much fun. I mean, high school football is just great, and it was nice that the Lambkins didn't give it away because they outplayed them pretty well all day long. But memorable day, and thank you guys for doing this. It means a lot.
Well, thank you so much for being with us, and God bless you, son.
Thanks. Thanks, Gil.
Yeah, thank you.
Since I've been doing this with all these guys, there's a jillion of them. I wish I'd have carried a tape recorder because the fun I've had with this and the stories that I've heard, they're numerous. They're just numerous.
Well, we got a few stories here on video. We maybe be able to share those with you if you treated us real nice. Why don't you take those sunglasses off for just a minute, Ron? Let's see those beautiful baby blues.
And some of the stories I've heard, I don't think they would want me to tell them on camera.
Probably not.
They're neat. They're really neat. Yeah. So, yeah, it's been a ball. It really has been. And these guys are a lot of fun. And all the guys that I talked to, and I would make phone calls finding people, and people would answer the phone, and their voice, just hello. And I'd ask for so-and-so, and they say, well, who's calling? And I'd tell them who I was and why I was calling. And the minute that I would get to, I need to talk to them about the state championship football team, and man, right, I'll have you right there. The door was open, and from there it was just a kick in the head to deal with these guys.
Must have excited somebody. We just lost the lights.
Well, I hope your camera's working.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. We're doing all right, are we? Well, Ron, I want to extend to you the thanks of all these gentlemen we've talked to today, because each and every one has said how much it meant to them. They were going to carry these memories for the rest of their lives. And congratulations and thank you for the wonderful job you did with this, Ron.
And every one of them has come and thanked me personally for it.
Praise God.
And the neat thing about it is the footballs, our seniors signed it, and they're having each other sign it, and they've asked me to sign their balls.
Oh, wasn't that nice?
Well, when you talk about bringing, a team back, the last team that won the state championship here, you talk about bringing guys back that obviously paid a great price to be champions at this school. And the thing that's awesome about it is that, we love, making examples of guys like that, and the pride and the tradition, and bringing them back and showing these young guys, how much that it means to them, even to this day, what they did on the high school field 50 years ago. And for our guys to see that and to know how important it is, even still to this day, really means a lot to me as a coach, and really helps prove points that we're trying to make on the field as coaches with them now about how important it is that what they're doing out there, and how much they're going to remember this, even their season, even though they may not go on and win a state championship. You're going to remember this season for the rest of your life, even 50, 60 years from now. And to bring guys back like this is just an awesome experience to be able to share their stories and to hear their tales of what happened on the field, and to see the delight on their faces of being around our program, and just being able to be a part of it again is just a really neat experience. And it's something I can easily relate to. My dad, who is an alum of 52 of Golden, talked about the tradition of the Fort Collins teams when I was actually applying for this job, and told me about how good they were, and how powerful a team they were in the 50s. And to see these guys and talk to them, and it's obvious why. Just to see the pride in them, and to know for our guys that that's exactly what we're trying to get, is for them to be that proud of this school, that Lambkin tradition, to bring it back. That's what we're all about, and we're trying to get it done. And to have these guys back here is a big part of that. And our guys walk by every day and they see the trophy here in the hallway, and they know that's the last time we won a state title at this school was 1953. And that's something we definitely need to change, and to have them here to talk what they did on the field kind of gets the heart pumping and the blood going again, and gets the kids excited, gets me excited, and just a super powerful experience for us to have those guys back for us.
Today, the boys on the 2003 Lambkin team honor the boys of 1953 on this, their 50th anniversary of winning the state football title. The last Lambkin team to be crowned football champs for the state of Colorado. No other high school in Colorado has won more state titles in football than your Fort Collins Lambkins. I give you now the boys of 1953, playing special teams, halfback at 140 pounds, nicknamed the Golden Toe, number 31, Clarence Schwab.
He's lost.
Playing halfback at 150 pounds, number 20, John Ewing.
Whoa, John. That's enough, John. John.
Playing running back at 155 pounds, number 33, Dick Davey.
proud, guys.
Thank you, sir. Very nice. I appreciate
There you go, Clarence.
Oh, thank you. Look at this. That's pretty nice, right?
At 150 pounds, number 34, Harold Harris.
I was 34 and you're
Weighing center at a big 167 pounds, number 48, Harold Christensen. Weighing linebacker at 160 pounds, number 40, Paul Housley. Weighing tackle at 180 pounds, number 49, Neil Ewan. Quarterback in your 1953 state football champions at 144 pounds, number 38, Lou Meisner. Playing fullback at 145 pounds, number 45, Doug Bud Winker. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the coaches, Oliver Ollie Woods, and representing his father, Dwayne Nook Warnick, Russ Warnick. The boys of the 2003 edition of Lambkin football salute you, the men who forged the winning Lambkin football tradition. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1953 Fort Collins Lambkin winning state football team.
I'd really like to thank our booster organization this year for bringing back the 1953 Legends of Fort Collins High School, the championship state football team. I think it was a wonderful thing for our kids to see. It was great for them to meet these guys, to have some real-life role models, to have some real-life heroes, gentlemen that went out and pursued a dream and actually were able to accomplish that dream. I think it's great for our kids to see that that can happen, and also what it means to those people to, 50 years later, what it means to them, what it means to our community. It teaches our kids that there really are some things worth working for. I'd really like to again say that I appreciate our boosters and all the hard work they did in bringing that back. It was a positive thing for our entire student body to see. They all enjoyed the football game so much more. I think they have a new respect for the history of their school and the history of the football program. And I really think it was an uplifting environment because of that. So thanks to everybody for that, and congratulations again to the 1953 Legends of Fort Collins High School.
This tribute to the Legends of 1953 culminates a 5-game tribute to the Fort Collins Lambkins State Football Championship teams of 1941, 1945, 1950, 1952, and 1953. No matter the age of the past football star that Ron Roof called to be honored at the 2003 Lambkin home games, the first question asked by these men was, "Do you think the coach will let me in the locker room?" Some of these gridiron stars haven't stepped on a field in 60 plus years, and yet they all remember the hollowed locker room, the place where they became a team, where they cried in defeat and yelled in winning, a place where they all became men. And yes, they all wanted to be part of the coin toss. Gentlemen, this time is yours. Enjoy. Well, there you have it. As of November 2003, no other Fort Collins High School football team has been able to climb the mountain, claiming the State of Colorado Football Championship. They were boys when they laid claim to the state title. They are men today, reliving their past exploits, renewing relationships, finding again what we all take for granted, our youth. On behalf of Fort Collins High School, Principal Dennis Baker, Athletic Director Ray Blakely, Head Football Coach Eric Rice, for Ron Roof, who realized my dream, who worked like a man possessed bringing back the legends of 1953, I'm Mike Rosso. Thanking the boys of 53 for the memories and doing their part in forging the winning Lambkin football tradition.
Fort Collins High School has won 12 state championships in football a long time ago. Well, today, the most recent championship team held a reunion. That's right. 50 years ago today, Fort Collins beat East Denver, and this was the team that did it. It was 1953, but these former players remember the 28-13 victory like it was yesterday.
It was amazing how we succeeded at pushing some of those big guys around, and I think the final score was 28-13.
Against the East Side Angels?
East High School Angels. He says a very ferocious game between the Lambkins and the Angels, you know, so people got a big chuckle out of that.
Well, the teammates hope Fort Collins High School can start adding to that 12 championship record, but Cherry Creek is closing in with 8 state championship trophies.